If you plan on flipping houses in 2023, this is going to be the most important video you could possibly watch. It's no secret that in most markets across the US, we are experiencing a slowdown in real estate. Houses are not selling and prices are coming down. It's safe to say that the Fed's strategy to slow inflation by increasing interest rates is causing the real estate market to cool off big time, and as a result, a lot of house flippers are in big trouble. I'm seeing this everywhere and even experiencing it myself. I have 3 fix and flip properties right now that are not going to sell for as much as I anticipated when I first acquired them and began rehabbing. Fortunately, I bought them low enough that I'll be fine, but a lot of flippers are in big trouble and unable to sustain the losses. I just spoke to a flipper yesterday who currently has 3 rehabs that he can't sell, and he asked if I could buy him out of a deal he's in the middle of rehabbing because he doesn't have the money to finish it since his other 3 flips haven't sold yet. Now, I took a look at his deal, and the problem is I need to buy it at $125,000, and he owes his hard money lender $162,000. Now, this flipper, like so many, got caught in a market correction, and many in this situation will be forced out of business. And since there is no clear indication where the market is heading and how much more it will decline in the foreseeable future, any remaining flippers are sitting on the sidelines or at best gun shy to buy right now, as they should be if they don't know how to flip in a declining market. Just ask any active wholesaler and he'll tell you his cash buyer pool has dried up significantly. By the way, if you're new here and you don't know me, I'm Jerry Norton. I've been a full-time flipper since 2004, and I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Now, I continued flipping houses right through the real estate crash of 2008 and made a killing then, and I'll continue to flip houses through this next market cycle. Why? Because no matter what the market does, people still buy and sell houses. That never changes, which means there is always an opportunity to buy a distressed property, fix it up, and sell it to a retail buyer for a profit. That also means there is always an opportunity to wholesale deals to flippers. The part that is different and the part that always changes is how we do it. Honestly, all we're experiencing right now is the natural selection process. The past 2-year real estate boom created a lot of easy money for flippers from pure dumb luck. Now, during the next year, the only flippers who will survive are the ones who adapt quickly and follow sound business practices. As odd as this may sound, I'm actually excited to get back to normal real estate where you win or lose from earning it, not from sheer luck from massive market appreciation. So if you're in this game for the long haul and you want to be a successful wholesaler or flipper regardless of what the market does, and if like me you want to make 2023 your best year yet in real estate, then pay close attention to what I'm going to show you. You see, this past 2-year boom has been unnatural, out of control, and frankly, unsustainable. If you really want to understand what this market correction could look like, you have to stop looking at values today and start looking at values 2 years ago, pre-COVID. Now let me give you several examples using real live deals I made offers on this week. Taking a look at my screen, I'm on redfin.com looking at a distressed property in Hamilton County, Tennessee in zip code 37412. Now if you scroll to the bottom of the listing, Redfin gives us some valuable market data for single family homes in that zip code. Now take a look at this graph over the past 3 years. This is showing what the median sale price is in the zip code 37412. Now take a look at the top of this market cycle, July 2022. The median sale price was $269,900, and then look at this. This is showing a 39.9 year-over-year increase. That means from July 2021 to July 2022, prices went up almost 40% overall in zip code 37412. That is insane. But let's take a closer look at even the bigger picture. Let's go back to July 2021 and take a look at this. The year-over-year growth from July 2020 to July 2021, and it was 17.7%. That is still crazy hot growth. Now let's go back one more year and look at the year-over-year growth from July 2019 to July 2020, which was 16.2% growth. Now, more crazy hot growth. So to put this in perspective, a normal healthy growth is 6% year over year. So what does all of this mean for zip code 37412? Well, let's go back to July 2022, where the median sales price was $269,000. And let's say that the real estate market is going to correct all of that unnatural growth that occurred. I'm not talking about a market crash with negative growth. I'm saying, what if the market went back to a normal market growth of 6%? So stay with me here. Let's do the math. Let's go to July of 2020 when the market started to explode. At that time, the median sale price was $169,900. And let's give it a modest 6% annual growth. That would be $180,000 by July 2021. And then let's do another 6% from July 2021 to July 2022. That would be $191,000. That means had the market growth been 6% year over year for 2 consecutive years, the median sale price would have been $191,000 right now, not $270,000. So where I'm going is that if the market corrects back to $191,000, everyone would call that a market crash, when in reality, it would still have been growth. Just normal growth, not stupid growth. A crash would have been if it dropped maybe below pre-COVID numbers. And take a look at what's happening. September 2022, it's already dropped 10% from the peak in July. So what does all of this mean? Let's say today, as of this recording, I look at a contract to buy a distressed property to fix and flip in zip code 37412. And let's say it's a 6-month play, meaning if I close in 30 days, I rehab it for a few months, I list it for sale, I get a buyer, and I close 45 days later. Let's say all of that takes 6 months. Well, if the market continues to drop 10% every 3 months, like it just did, then the new median sales price will be $196,000 in 6 months when I'm ready to sell. That means if a flipper looks at 3-month-old sold comps from July when the market was at the top and uses an ARV of $270,000, he is going to be in big trouble when 6 months later, the new adjusted ARV is actually $196,000. He's going to lose his ass big time. Now remember, real estate is market specific, so clearly some markets are going to correct harder than others. So let's take a look at another example of a correcting hard market, and then a third example of a market not correcting so hard, so you can really understand how to anticipate what's coming. Okay, this is a deal made an offer on in Kansas City, Missouri, in zip code 64119 in a neighborhood called Ridgefield. Now this is right by the 152 and Highway 1, and as you can see, it's not a very big neighborhood, but real estate is always about the local location. So let's look at the market trends in this neighborhood. As you can see, growth has been sporadic, but that's also because we're looking at a small market, so it's gonna swing more month over month. But looking at the 3-year median sales price trends, look at the peak of growth, which was June of 2022. The median sales price was $352,500, which was an 11.9% year-over-year growth from June of 2021 to June of 2022. Then if we go to June of 2021, you can see a massive growth of 37.9% from the previous year, June of 2020, again to June of 2021. Now let's go to June 2020, which had a median sales price of $228,500. I think this market is going to go back to that number. You can see it's starting to happen. It's already dropped 15% from July to September of 2022. And since this neighborhood swings harder, it may get back to $228,500 a lot faster. So let's look at one more in a more stable market in Northwest Tampa. Now, as you can see, Northwest Tampa has consistently and steadily been increasing even all the way up to September of 2022. This data shows that over the past 3 months, the market hasn't started declining like the other markets we looked at, but it's definitely been flattening over the past 3 months from July to September. And part of the reason Tampa is holding out better than other markets is because Tampa is a hotbed for baby boomers and overall a very desirable market, so it may be isolated from experiencing as much of a correction as other markets. That doesn't mean it won't or that it couldn't start to experience a correction, so I would be watching very closely, and I would still factor in some correction when flipping in Tampa just to be safe. So how do you use this information when flipping houses? My opinion is over the next 12 months, worst case, the market is going to correct back to pre-COVID values, and best case, it's gonna correct to some modest level of growth since the summer of 2020. Now, as a flipper, you need to look closely at the neighborhood trends, how long you're gonna be in the deal, and then factor in a logical and realistic adjustment on the ARV. Then follow the 70% fix and flip formula to determine your buy price. Now, if you don't understand how to calculate your buy price using the 70% formula, be sure to watch a video where I explain it in detail. I'll put the link to that video in the description below so you can watch it later. This is what I'm doing right now to adjust, but one thing is for certain, I'm not sitting the sidelines. I'm excited to flip houses right now, and like I said, I plan on crushing it in 2023. In fact, I'm looking for deals, and I have a finder program where I'll pay you $10,000 for every deal you find and bring to me that meets my criteria. Now, if that sounds exciting, go to my10kcheck.com to learn more. And if you found this market analysis extremely helpful, let me know, leave a comment and say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. Now, going forward, here's the challenge I'm facing and all flippers are gonna face right now. Most real estate agents and most sellers do not understand what I explained in this video. They are either still holding on to yesterday's overinflated peak of the market values, or their adjusted market correction values are not nearly as indicative of what they should be. In other words, they don't understand that when you or I buy a distressed property, fix it up, and then go to resell it 5 or 6 months later, that the back end value could be drastically lower than it is today. So what do? How do you handle that? You do exactly what any smart, intelligent flipping genius would do. You double down, you make more offers, you stick to your price, and you only do deals that make sense. Stick with it because there are going to be amazing deals coming. It also means you adapt, and one way to adapt in today's market is to start acquiring properties using creative financing strategies such as sub-2 or seller financing. So be sure to watch this next video where I do a live call with a seller and show you how we acquired a great fix and flip property using subject to. So watch that now, and I'll see you on the next video.